Really quick, Unclone Insiders, it's time to go from unknown to unclone. You got to have the Unclone Book Bundle, the #1 book bundle in the marketplace to help you live an unclone life and build an unclone brand. All you have to do is head over to unclonebb.com. That is uncloneedbb.com. Until next time, let's go live an unclone life and build an unclone brand. Hello, everybody. What's going on? Can you hear me? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. You can let me know in the chat on school, or you can let me know in the chat on YouTube. Okay. Let me know if you all can hear me. Okay. So I want to have this conversation. I used to do these pop-up live streams all the time when we had our Facebook group. And then obviously when we moved to I think Facebook had did something where like you can't stream using third party software like Ecamm, Restream, like a lot of those applications you can't, integrate them with the Facebook. They started blocking it, and you got to do like so much extra work just to go live. So now that I know that we can go live from YouTube into school and or on our YouTube channel, that's a game changer for us, because I get to grow my YouTube channel while also having really authentic conversations with my community. So if you all don't know who I am, my name is Ardria Richmond, and I am a marketing and launch strategist. I work directly with my clients to teach them how to build uncloned brands and launch profitable marketing campaigns. I saw every now and again I'll see a conversation that's required more than text. It requires more than a response. It's more so like a mental shift that needs to happen. And so, if you all are not a part of our school community, I don't know what you're waiting on. You can head over to unclone.group to join us inside of our community, where the party is happening 24/7, right? A party is happening 24/7. So if you're not a part of the community, make sure that you tap into the community, get connected, start networking, and start meeting some cool people. But I came across a post inside of our community, and I just want y'all to know, if you inside the school community, even if I don't always respond, I see everything. I see everything. I see the sidebars. I see the side conversations. I see y'all having a good time. I see y'all networking. So just because I don't respond to every single thing in the group, just know that I see you. I see the conversations you're having. I see the back and forth that you all are having with each other. And so there you go, right? So anyway, let me share my screen real quick. So all right, can you see my screen? Just put yes or no in the chat. There's a delay between you and I. So let me also say this: if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the comment section. So when we get to the Q&A section, you'll be good to go. Okay. So I came across this conversation. Let me see. I just saw it. Give me 1 second. It was about the speaker kit. Here we go. So there's a conversation in our community around have you used a speaker kit yet? And this is a great question, because if you're like, okay, what is she even talking about? First off, that means you have not done you have not read the pinned post at the top of the group. So that's one thing that I want to mention to you. But in the classroom, when you level up to level 2, you actually get this speaker kit. Okay. And the speaker kit is fire. Like, this ain't no trash speaker kit. Like, this came out of a paid program. So this is not, you click here, you can open up this template and bring it into your Canva account. And this speaker template is like really, really good, y'all. Like, it's bum.com. It help you outline your speaking programs, so on and so forth, right? So anyway, that was the conversation, right? The conversation was more so like, hey, are you all using the speaker kit? Have you tapped in yet, right? And so Miss Jakes came into the group and she said, hey, it seems like a lot of you, let me zoom in so you all can see the question. All right. So she said, question, it seems that most of you have businesses that are something like consulting, speaking. How would I use these type of services that you are speaking of if I have a juicing business? Like, how would I use the speaker kit in my business? And I felt like this was a really good conversation. And I was like, no, I actually want to go live and talk about this in great detail, right? Because this is something that I see often, not with just Miss Jakes, but just across the board with people who don't sell like consulting and coaching and so on and so forth. Oftentimes when they see us selling like, coaching programs, consulting programs, if they see us out speaking or if they see us writing and publishing books, there's an assumption that e-commerce brands can't do the same. There's this assumption that only applies to people who sell what they know, not people who do what they do, right? And I want to help you shift, right? And the reason I did this live stream is because a big part of being uncloned is thinking outside the box. Okay. A big part of being uncloned is thinking outside the box. And so in order for you to think outside the box, you have to ask yourself, instead of saying, I don't really know how this applied to me and my business and my industry, the better thing to do is say, how can I make this apply to my industry and what I do? Does that make sense, everybody? If so, just put yes in the chat. All right. And so I wanted to have a conversation around this because I feel like a lot of the times when you sell a physical product, you opt out mentally of all the things that's possible to you as someone who sells physical products, right? I mean, that sells physical products and or like in your case, Miss Jake's juice, right? So I want to take you all on a little journey here to show you and really give you some examples, right? Of people who have done an amazing job of being in a food industry, but really blowing it up, right? The first person that comes to mind, despite if you like her or not, is Slutty Vegan, Pinky Cole, right? So Pinky Cole, and let me go to Amazon. Okay, so Pinky Cole has two books, maybe three. I guess she got two books. Okay, so two books. It's our first book that came out called Eat Plants B, 91 vegan recipes that will blow your meat loving mind, right? And so one of the things that I want you all to know is that you have to be open to the idea of, hold on y'all, 1 second. All right, so I had to switch scenes for a second. One of the things that I want you all to know is that just because of the industry you're in doesn't mean you can't participate like consultants do, like speakers do, so on and so forth, right? One of the things that I see people all the time underestimating is the fact that you can literally do everything that we do in the coaching and consulting and speaking world. You're just not taking advantage of it. That's literally the only difference, y'all. You're not taking advantage of all the opportunity that's available to you. If I sell juices, right? There's so many things that I can do to expand my brand into other markets. So let me share my screen again. So going back to Pinky Cole, right? Let me go back to Pinky Cole. 1 second. Okay, so going back to Pinky, she owns a restaurant, okay? A food business. And she's managed to write a book. she's managed to not write only one book, but 2 books. She gets asked to speak professionally all the time. She's interviewed. If you go and search her name on YouTube, you can find countless interviews that she has done from a restaurant perspective. Not only has she done that, she's done music videos. She got a game show. What else? I mean, the list goes on and on and on. She got nonprofits, so on and so forth. The point I'm making is, if I'm you, Miss Jakes, right? If I have a juicing business, you can become an author. You can publish, right? You can do cookbooks. You could do books about, developing a juicing mindset. So for instance, if I type in juicing here, and just type in juicing, J-U-I, juicing books, right? Let me put this in. Juicing books. If my computer will speed up. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, juicing books. Okay, so if I type in juicing books, you will find all of these juicing recipes book. Miss Jakes, you can have your book here. You can have your book here. Literally, you can make it more niche. You could do whatever you want, but there's tons of books on juicing. So that's one way that you can put yourself out there in a different way. Once you become like this juicing expert, right? Someone who specializes in juices, then guess what? You could become like the next Joe Cross. What's his name? The guy who came out with the documentary called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, right? And so if you look at his background, let me just type in Joe Cross. Let me go to his website. Joe Cross is like he's this guy who like is an advocate for juicing and all of that stuff. So let me go to his website. Reboot with Joe. And guess what he's doing? He's partnering with a juicing company, right? He's partnering with a juicing company. He's also a spokesperson. I could come over here and look at his films. I can look at the different recipes that he have. I can see all of the juicing tips that he has. I can see right here. Let's see. He got a blog. I can learn about the different ways to juice here again. I'm quite sure if I wanted to hire Joe, I can, to come and speak at my event, the importance of juicing, right? And even if I just went to Google and just typed in juicing experts, let's see here. Who is some juicing experts? Okay, who is Jason Val, the juice master? Okay, Jason Val sold over 6 million books. Hold on. Did you hear what I just said, Miss Jakes? 6 million. Yes, his documentary put him on the map. Anybody that's listening to me right now can create a documentary. Like anybody that's listening to me right now. So if you come down here, you will notice this man has sold over 6 million books and 1.5 million app downloads. Okay. All about health and juicing. Juicing app. He got a juicing documentary. He can book him to speak. He's producing films. He's an author. Like, come on. The truth is, it's not that e-commerce brands and product-based brands can't kill it. It's the fact that you're opting out before you even get a chance to opt in. Does this make sense what I'm saying, everybody? You don't even give yourself an opportunity to opt in. It's like, oh, nah, that's just for y'all little coaches. That's for y'all little speakers. That's for y'all little whatever. No, that's why it's only like maybe 4 or 5 top industry people in a lot of these different industries, because they think beyond the industry. And that's really what I want y'all to get. Think beyond your industry. Think beyond your industry. Think beyond your industry. Think beyond your industry. Stop limiting yourself to your industry. That's what's keeping you small. That's what got you thinking small. You do, and I'm more so. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, so one of the things that I want you to understand, and this is for everybody, you are not limited to your zip code. You are not limited to vending. You're not limited to form festivals and local small events. You're not limited to that stuff. The moment that you start thinking beyond your industry, the moment you start thinking bigger than where you are, the moment you stop limiting yourself by the limitations of your industry, that's when you're going to start challenging the norms. We don't say these phrases because they sound cute. We say these phrases because it's a mental belief that has to happen in your heart and soul to get what I'm putting down. So for an example, one of the things to think about is like, okay, if I'm putting myself out there, if I'm thinking beyond my industry, what would I do? And it's another thing. What's something you want to do that you don't see happening? Right? Like Miss Jakes, can you create your own juicer? That's something me and Calvin thought about, like with Juice Me Baby, because that's obviously our old juicing company. We thought about reopening here in Georgia, but like there's so many cool things you can do, Miss Jakes. You could do a juicing course. You can go out and speak. You can get paid as a speaker to go host tastings. Like people could book you just like you would book a speaker to come and speak, or just like you would book an entertainer to come and entertain. Someone can book you to come and host a juicing party where you say, hey, I will come and host a juicing party at your house, but it can't be more than like 20 to 30 people. You get what I'm saying? It can't be more than 20 to 30 people. So that's something to think about. You might say, hey, I don't mind juicing, but you all have to buy my affiliation with this particular juicer. Or you could come up with a recipe book. Like there's so many cool things that you can do. You're not limited by your industry. You're not limited by your zip code. The only limitation you have is your mind. Why you think I learn something new every day? I read something new every single day. I just bought a course yesterday. Like I'm always learning. And I encourage you all to explore and diversify how you show up in the world so you can make some noise. If you are a hairstylist, for an example, and you're doing every single thing that other hairstylists do, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to be compared with those jokers. What are you doing that's different? What are you doing that's putting yourself out there in a big way? What are you doing to challenge the norms? So do not limit yourself to your industry. Do not limit yourself to your zip code, because when you start doing that, you have already counted yourself out. So, anywho, I really do hope that you all enjoyed this pop-up conversation. Let me know if we should continue to have more pop-up conversations like this. Whenever I see a post that makes me want to go a little bit more, I don't mind doing these pop-up conversations. And Miss Jakes is a client. That's another reason why I was like, let me go ahead and pop up and do a conversation. It's beneficial to the entire community, but I specifically made this video with her in mind. So hopefully, Miss Jakes, this is helpful, that you got some clarity, some insight. I want to see you go kill it and crush it. Go download that speaker kit and start figuring out where can you go and speak about the benefits of juicing. Where can you go to start introducing yourself into new rooms? Workplaces, who can you partner with that can help you vend and put your business out there in a big way? So, like, I just want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody crush it. And y'all, stay tapped into the community. That's the best way you're going to get the most out of being here. Do not sit in the background. Do not sit and lurk. Scan the group. Don't just engage with my videos and content. Look at everybody in the group. Everybody in the group is adding fire on a daily basis. Inspirational, motivation, business tips, strategies. Like you gonna win if you inside the community, but you only gonna win if you show up. If you show up and ask the questions, you show up and engage. The only reason this video exists is because Miss Jakes showed up for herself. Cynthia started the conversation and Miss Jakes engaged with the conversation, and her engaging with the conversation created another conversation. So the point I'm making is, when you're putting yourself out there in the community, keep in mind that everybody can see the conversation, everybody can participate in the conversation. Get into the conversation. Do not let your ego, or you trying to be smart, or you thinking you smarter than what you are, keep you from being engaged in the community. You can learn from everybody. Everybody has something valuable to share. Make sure you're scanning the groups. Make sure you liking everybody's comment. That's another thing. Some of you all are making posts and you're not liking the comments. That's how people get points in the community. Like the comments. It don't take much out of you to like a comment. So anywho, thank you all so much for being a part of this conversation today on this Saturday. If you all have any questions after you watch this video or post live stream, just put it on the thread inside of the school group. And until next time, y'all, let's go live an uncloned life and build an uncloned brand. Bye, y'all.